Guys, how are you doing? I hope you're very well. So I've been speaking to a lot of stressed people at the moment, and obviously lockdown has caused stress, and there's been stress with work and stress with families, not seeing loved ones. And I did a lovely, gorgeous workshop with Paul McKenna online last night, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you do see a little workshop, it's free workshop. I highly recommend it. It's really good. And I want to introduce something that you can use yourself to deal with stress at the moment. So it's called the Havening technique. It's a technique that Paul McKenna has used for many, many years. It's not his technique, but it's a technique he uses, and it's very, very good. So when we are working 90 miles an hour, our brains can really be working very quickly. And obviously when we meditate, pray, deep breathe, things like this, our brain waves slow down into a different state, into a theta state or a beta state, and different levels of hypnosis, even self-hypnosis. And what it does is, in those states, we problem solve and are very creative. So in fact, when we're in a very stressed state, we're not very good at problem solving or being creative. In fact, that's when the dysfunctional behavior will arise. So often people are really needing to be in a lower brain frequency so that we can problem solve. We're not going to be in a frequency where we're not working. We never are. The brain is always working. But we want to slow the brain waves down. Yeah? So I'm going to show you a technique that you can use that's going to work very well. You can use it on your children. You can use it on friends. It's very, very safe indeed. Now, the delta state is the brainwave state that we get into when we're in a deep, beautiful relaxation. It's a beautiful state to be in, where healing happens, where total relaxation happens. And so this Havening technique can be used on panic attacks, it can be used on severe stress, for just reassurance. And Paul McKenna often suggests using it first thing on a morning to set yourself up for the day, so you're not entering the day stressed, or maybe on an evening before you go to bed, so that you're really taking the edge off that stress that you're having. So I'm going to teach you the Havening technique now, and you can use it at home. It's very, very easy. So we're wanting to get into the delta state, that beautiful delta state in the mind of total relaxation. And research has proven, and obviously, we are nurtured this way, that rubbing the side of the arms like this, when as children we were cuddled, we were swaddled, we were rubbed like this, and this here promotes the delta state in the mind. It promotes the delta state. Also here, the sides of the face here promotes the delta state. Yeah. And if you come from a big family like mine, I don't know, my grandmother, my aunts, the first thing they do as a child, they go, oh, they do that to your face, and they squeeze your face. So this here, rubbing here, promotes the delta state. And also rubbing the palms of your hands. You can do it like this, and you rub the palms of your hands. I want you to think of all the natural times that those things happen. So when we hug each other, or as we were swaddled as children and loved, we've felt this. We know what this feels like. It's very reassuring. It's very comforting. Here we've had relatives put their hands on the side of our faces, but you'll see people when they're stressed go, you'll see them do that, won't you? You'll see them do that. So this is, and then rubbing your hands together. People often rub their hands together when they're stressed. What we do, those of you that are religious, we pray, we rub the hands together, we join. Those people that meditate often, yoga, there, the palms of the hands are together. So we've done this. This isn't new, but research has proven that this, and this actually gets the brain into a delta state. So right now, I want you to think of a very stressful situation, something that really stresses you out, something that's really affected you, yeah? It might be some time ago, but when you think about it, you go, and it still stings, yeah? And I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a couple of deep breaths for me. And I want you to listen to my voice and I want you to just follow the instructions that I'm going to give you, and I'm going to put you straight into this delta state. So I want you to wrap your arms on either side of your arms, and I want you to rub the side of your arms, just rubbing down. And I want you to keep rubbing your arms, right? And while you're rubbing your arms, I want you to think of walking on a beach. Well, think of walking on a beach, and I want you to think of that, walking on a beach. And I want you to count out loud 20 steps of walking on a beach. So I want you to rub the side of your arms and count out loud 1, 2, 3, 4. Count out loud 20 steps of walking on a beach while you're rubbing the arms down. While you're rubbing the arms down. And then with the eyes closed, we're going to move the eyes from side to side laterally through the arms. And while you're moving your eyes from side to side, I want you to rub the palms of your hands together, nice and gently. Rubbing the hands together, and you're moving the eyeballs underneath the eyelids from side to side. And when you move them from side to side, you're engaging both sides of the brain, but also you're promoting that delta state. Those of you that have done any kind of hypnosis with me, or even any other kind of relaxation, I often do this. So you're going to move the eyes from side to side while you're rubbing the hands. While you're rubbing the hands. Now I want you to think of walking in a beautiful garden, and you're walking barefoot in fresh grass and it's lovely and warm. I want you to go back to rubbing the sides of the arms down, and I want you to see yourself taking each step in that beautiful grass. Each step in that beautiful grass, I want you to count out loud 1 to 20 those steps that you take. 1, 2, 3, 4. You count out loud those steps that you take while you rub down the side of the arms. Counting out loud for me. And then I want you to move the eyeballs from side to side as you rub the hands together. We're going to move the eyeballs from side to side. So relaxed. So good. Rubbing from side to side. 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 And then go back to rubbing your arms. I want you to think of stroking your pet, stroking a horse, stroking a donkey on a beach. Have you done that? Stroked a donkey on a beach, stroking Oscar the husky, stroking your cat. I want you to think about stroking an animal, or maybe petting an animal, or perhaps you went to the zoo. I want you to think, and I want you to count out loud 1 to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to count out loud 1 to 20. And you're keeping stroking the arms, keeping stroking the arms. And I want you to think of that lovely time when you were petting an animal. And back to rubbing your hands, moving the eyeballs underneath the eyelids from side to side, from side to side, from side to side. Relaxing completely, rubbing it from side to side, from side to side. Breathing deeply. And then I want you to relax completely. 3 deep breaths for me. and in your own time, open your eyes. For those of you that are watching, if you want to tell me, how stressed do you feel now? How stressed do you feel? Do you feel relaxed? So I just concentrated on that and that, but you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. So it's whatever works for you. They reckon that rubbing the arms works the best, but it's either that, or that. Experiment with it. We want to put you into the delta state. The other thing that we want to do is lower cortisol. I'm going to be doing this as well. You can do this. This has been known to be done on babies very effectively. You're going to make a figure of 8 on your forehead. This is, you know, figure of 8 on the forehead. We're looking at activating the pituitary gland. Figure of 8 on the forehead. This releases... Oh, Emma, yeah, you could just go for a snooze. You could just go for a snooze. If you want to lower cortisol, this is a good one to do before bed. You can do it on children if they're stressed. It activates the pituitary gland. It releases oxytocin, and oxytocin lowers cortisol. And you'll see that I've put up a little picture of that the other day. Yeah. So say you haven't got time to be rubbing your arms, you could just do that to lower. Great to do again before sleep. So I wanted to introduce you to the Havening technique. It's used by hypnotherapists all over the world, but the researchers have done a lot of research. It's based in science. We want to put you into the delta state. This is the deep relaxation state we get in when we're sleeping, but you're conscious, so you should feel just lovely and relaxed, yeah? So I wanted to share that with you today because there's been a lot of people really, really stressed. And over the next 30 days, I'm going for it. We're going for it. But for me personally, I'm really going to concentrate on sleep, water, lowering my cortisol, really concentrating on stress relief, and see just how much that affects my health, my shape, my weight, you know. If you do want to do the lean screen and send me photos, and I will send it back to you, and then we can do the lean screen in 30 days and we can visually then see a difference. Please feel free to do that. But I just thought I'd do that today, this Tuesday. And if you are stressed, if you can remember what the memory that you used that you were stressed about, lovely. I can't even remember what I was thinking about actually. Float away. Do it to set your day up. Do it to close your day down. And let's just try and relieve some stress. This is a hypnotherapy tip that you can use yourself. So I hope that helped. I'm going to leave the recording of this up in the group, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.